Michel Tapé. Voilà que c'est des vrais si que on y a plus on a dit. Pas non non yo. Ana saka na plus yo moi. Hey. Voyez. Maman a de l'IPCA. Le maquis chez AD. La plus belle. Tout l'Italie, mon Dieu Seigneur, à ce moment ça. Voyez. Rachel de Kibo, chez AD. On va venir Coco, Nyaliwa, Bagno, Nyaliwa, Corapam. Avec Coco, Nyali. Avec Coco, Nyali. Défense Coco. On va venir, Nana, on va venir à Coco, Nyaliwa. Défense Coco, et Corapam. Aïe. Coco, Nyaliwa. Amana, Vere, Kasawa. Amana, Vere, Titi, Papa, Vere, Kasawa. Alors, il est vaillant. Il est si grand, pas. Si, il est là, play. Oui, il est là, Coco, Nyali. Allez, vaillant, pour la bravo. Hey, Coco, Nyali. Ah, oh. D'abord, c'est un nouveau, Arena, Vélini, Paka. D'abord, c'est un nouveau, Arena, Vélini. Voyez. Allez, Naïla, pour la bravo. Allez, Coco, Nyali. Yo, son madame, je voulais. Pablo, allô. Ade, waba, belle, wasa, waba, belle. Un pabo, ma bani. Niama. Un pabo, ma bani. Un pabo, souvent, vous la voyez. Un peu, la liste, on va les dire, papa. Un pabo, ma bani. Ma bani. Ana, ma bani. Anana. Bayi, pabo, ma bani. Ni a qui tu dalio, allez, dio. Pablo, bani, ma bani. Si ça, vous pouvez aller, allez, dio. Ade, pabo, ma bani. Ni a ataïdo. Ade, bani, ma bani. Obe, ma baya, gresa, eva. Ama, ade, pabo, ma bani. Pabo, ma bani. Ama, ma bani. Waye. Ade, pabo, ma bani. Parlez mal de lui, mais je vous dis, c'est ça qui nous a construit. À quoi il nous faut, c'est là que ici, hein, devant les devants. Tu n'es pas conscient, moi je suis conscient. Asaka, 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 Asaka. Moi
Good evening, folks. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to welcome all of you again. Say wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We're going to have fun, folks. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. Tonight's show is doozy. Let's put it that way. If you like monologue, this is the time to tune into LIBERIA Public Radio because we're not going to be playing around here tonight. We also we're doing some little testing here and there. So we're fine. We're fine. So far, we're fine. Samson too. Safety, folks. Safety. Please do not drink and drive. We need you. We love you. We would like to have you around, no matter what. So please don't drink and drive. Please stay out of trouble. Teacher Carr, one of my professors in Town, that is, used to say to me, because I was one of the troublemaker, and you say something, don't do that thing with the trouble business. Trouble laying down and they sleeping. There you waking up trouble. Get up now. Ain't you say man trouble? Get up now. When the trouble wake up now, you want to know why trouble come to you. Samson told folks. It's a wonderful afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, we say thank you again. Those of you that still at work or coming home, we say please take your time. Take your time how you drive. Because, things get hectic, especially rush hour and things like that. So be careful. Know your surrounding at all times. Stay off the phone. Don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive. Those things will cause you problems. And we've been blessed so far. So far in our community, we've been blessed so far. All over, we've been blessed so far. Nothing bad has come out. But these things can turn deadly sometimes. So please stay safe out there. We love you. And we continue to pray for each other. Of course, that's what we do. As long as you pray, God will answer, no matter what. I answer your goal. I say, my God will answer when I pray. I answer when you pray. That's two separate things. Before you say something to preaching to me, no. I say, when I pray, my God will answer. So anyhow, let's get it going. Safety. By this time, I hope everyone, I keep telling you guys, I don't do gun safety because I have no clue on guns. I do car because I'm a mechanic. I'm certified now, but I'm still a mechanic. I can fix my own car. I fix friends' car as well. I also do safety when it comes to road because I'm a road engineer, so that I can do. Okay, certified that is, but I can do that as well. So I talk about those things, those two things I can discuss with you. And so stay safe out there. I don't do guns. The only time I did guns in America was during my school days. Last semester, before graduation, the free, I don't say free, the good classes, because I hope my professor, but those classes that you have to take, one credit, you have to take them. And so I decided I was going to do swimming, and then I was going to do gun. And I did the gun. For a while there, NRA was sending me stuff and things like that, but I don't know gun. I know how to shoot, but I don't play with guns. So I will not do any gun safety because I have no clue. I don't want to lie to you. So, and that's the reason. I don't hate guns, but I don't do guns because I don't know guns. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, my show tonight is going to be packed. If you missed this one, you're going to miss it. It's all about Samuel 12, Honorable Samuel 12, Finance Minister of the Republic of Liberia. And I'll be doing a little bit deep, in-depth analysis here of Mr. 12 and the way things are going in Liberia under his leadership. But then my analysis might not be that of a great one. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be speaking from a perspective of analysis, what I know. I'm not an economist to speak from that, but I will speak from what I've been reading and some of the economists, some of the things that have been saying that make sense to me. I will amplify those with respect to Honorable 12. Now, let me get it straight. The intent here tonight not to disrespect Honorable 12. The intent here tonight not to degrade Honorable 12 or to say that he's this and that. I just want to point out something. Is Honorable 12 is this way or is he that way? I bring it out for you to make the judgment. If I'm full of it, say so. Don't be afraid. Okay? If you don't agree with me, say so. But let's respect each other. Let me play that one more time.
Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because you see me in papa. Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because I will.
Yeah, don't disrespect me because from Total. Hey, when Total people say no, they know nothing. We can play football, What do some people don't know? They know nothing. We can do good fishing. What do some people? We know plenty. We can make farm too. We know how to pick walnuts. But I know. From total, I know plenty. Sam Sinto, folks. For again, we just want to make that clear before we go on with the program. Those of you that are going to be joining late, one thing I like about my Liberian people, they come late. They ain't see the beginning of the show. As long as you're what kind of free man there? What are you talking about? You even know what you talk. You know how I start, what subject matter I'm talking about. But because I said something and you just come in and it happened to be something that you don't want to hear, now I'm a foolish man. Liberians, that's what we do. That's what we're great at. And I love that. I love that of us. We don't hide it. We tell you who you are, who we think you are, and that the level you not to judge it. And on a very serious note, when I was here the last time, I asked that I hope Minister Tua will contact, and I don't have his contact number, so there's no way I can contact him. But I put it out there, and I was hoping that I will be able to have some sort of response, because this is a platform, intellectual platform, total intellectual, that is. A platform where we come to discuss. We don't cuss, we don't degrade. The language that I use here that describes other Liberians are very, very, very particular. I am particular about those because I want the same language that I'm going to use on you must be used on me without me being offended. So what if I'm offended anyway? But it must be decent. It must be decent. And that's the rules. So folks, let's start. Before we go on, as usual, Dr. Weir, the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weir, duly elected president of the Republic of Liberia. You tell your the Makanda, who coming down? You think that something to who been claiming the palm nut tree here for long? Then he say Makanda. This is Dr. Weir. He didn't claim the palm nut tree. The Liberian people got up there in the tree itself, and they said we bring you up, and they pull him up, one by one. 13 county 60 point something percent vote. And you say you're gonna do 1 week protest to tell you to go sit down. Man, my people are bigger, man. Let's find something else to talk about, man. I don't agree with a lot of stuff Dr. Weir and his people are doing. I don't agree with it. Oh, okay. We're still all right, okay. All right. I'm watching. Okay. So I'm watching my show, of course. But anyway, let's get back to the point. The point that I'm making is Dr. Weir was elected by our brothers and sisters in Liberia. If for some reason we don't agree with the management style of Dr. Weir, we don't agree with the policy of Dr. Weir with respect to the rest of the country, we wait, bear patient, put our documentation together as opposition, and when the floor is open for debate, we challenge. When the floor is open for election, we challenge. We don't go sit down and say, I'm not getting out of the floor here until the man. That's not how he came to power. Sedition was not on the floor to say, we're not getting on the floor until Dr. Weir become president. No. There was no system set up in Liberia to say the president can only be president when his people demonstrate. And when they stay, as long as they stay there, we can make the person president. That's not how it works. They campaign. And if you want Dr. Weir and his people to be out, you also going to have to campaign. Okay, we're still having the same issue, folks. Samson told Liberian Public, I'm a little bit discouraged here this evening because I thought I fixed that issue already, but it's still happening. That's fine. We will continue with the show. I hope it's going to be very difficult to do that now with the sticking of the pictures. That's not the intent here tonight, folks. And so we will, my goodness. Okay. I was quite ready for this thing tonight, but for it to now start sticking like this from time to time, then it's very little. Look at that. This is just not right at all. Okay. All right. I thought I had it fixed, but apparently not. Okay. Okay. Most likely you're going to hear the audio you will hear. Maybe the video will get, stuck and things like that, but you will hear the person. So if it's not well tonight, I will replay. I will do it again on Friday because I think this show is very important. So that's Dr. Weir, folks. That's Dr. Weir. Let's go on to Dr. Weir during the election running campaign and walking in the mud of Liberia. Let's watch that, and I hope it will show.
Just make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Yeah, we must hold the stage. You are on the shoulder, you must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
I'll go. Man, the Germans are still waiting for us. I think it's finished. Salome said, not done.
There you have it, folks. My video is not moving on, but I know you'll be able to hear me. So we'll just play with like that tonight, and you might not be able to see me. I hope the video themselves that I'm going to be playing from time to time will be not just visible, but they must also be audible, and I think that will happen. But anyway, folks, my show tonight, as I stated, is going to be all about Honorable Samuel Tuer, Finance Minister of the Republic of Liberia, folks. Minister Tuer, he's a Liberian, a true picture, and he's been at the helm of the finance management of the country for quite a while. So let's see. Who is Minister Tuer, folks? Who is Minister Tuer? I know my pictures are not moving the way they're supposed to be, but from time to time, maybe they'll come back and go up. But who is Minister Tuer? According to papers that I've been reading here, Minister Tuer, and this is a good one. Minister Tuer was born May 6, 1971. About 2 or 3 months before Tubman died, when I was in Monrovia already. So they're all my little brothers. But anyway, Minister Tuer was born 1971. Of course, his parents, Samuel D. Tuer Sr. and Mary Dallas Williams, were also. The mother worked for JFK Hospital, according to the story, for about 23 years, and the father was a mechanic at Johansson garage over there on Downwater side. So that's that. And let me talk a little bit more. I'm reading Minister Tuer, according to what the research that there's some of the information here. His parent, he was brought up in a good family, a church family, and a prayer family as well. Okay, he grew up in resident Ball Mines, but before that he lives in Point 4, Bushra Island, and then he went to Bumming Hill, and then went to Beaumont, of course. Later on, came back to Monrovia. And when he came to Monrovia, he attended G.W. Gibson Junior High. I also attended G.W. Gibson Junior High. In fact, I hope that's where I don't think so, because Honorable Tappe, Honorable Wilson Tappe most likely was out of there when Mr. Honorable Tua started going to G.W. Gibson, because Honorable Wilson Tappe was my professor at the time, and that was a long time ago. So anyway, then from junior G.W. Gibson, he went on to Tottenham High. He graduated from Tottenham, I believe, and then he went on to LU, where he studied, and he became one of the smart guy in the room. He graduated with honor, and then of course he obtained his master's degree in economics from George Washington University in Washington D.C. All right. So I've always told you this, that Minister Tua is not somebody to sneeze at. He's very intelligent, very smart, very smart. However, I think he's very condescending when he's talking to people that perhaps he's smarter than, that he believes he's smarter than. Then he becomes very condescending. And his way of approach to those type of people is some of the things, some of the behavior that I'm going to be challenging here tonight. Because I think as Liberian, it doesn't matter whether you're PhD or what have you, you must approach people based on respect for human dignity. And the fact that he was brought up in a home, not in the street. He was brought up in a home, a prayer home, family home, where people go to church and pray for each other. So for him to then become, my opinion, to become condescending to other Liberians, I think that's a little bit too much. All right, let's go on. You know now that he works other places too, very decent places here in the United States and stuff like that. But here is one of the things I want to read here tonight about Minister Tua. And this was written by, and I've always made reference to this because I thought in the heat of a battle, that's when people spill out things. That's when people come out with a lot of stuff. And I've always stated, if you want to know, because Dr. Family has been in the vanguard of struggle in Liberia for so many years. And so if you want to know details, he doesn't like to spill out details very much. They all like to hold it to themselves. But Dr. Family has a way that when he's upset, somebody says something to him upset, he vomit. He bring everything out. There's no hold back. He did it once. There was another article here that I have. Somebody wrote something about him and decided he was going to tell us what happened with respect to Thomas Kuomba Koo. And it was informative, to say the least. And here again, he has done that here. This was back in 2005, folks. So it seemed like Honorable Tua wrote something about Dr. Family that family was not quite happy about. Okay? So he wrote here, dancing on the ropes, pretentious and a unique grain of ignorance, a reply to Samuel D. Tua's red lines through Dr. H.B. Family Jr. Charter debunking his power, whatever. Okay, but let's go on to the first thing here I want to say here. Okay, and these are words that was written by Dr. Family about Honorable Tua. Okay, the very rough contours of our recent history have forced us to constantly engage historical vanguards who want to pretend that they understand the trajectory of the historical march and are in a better position to mount the leadership of our people's historic struggle. What these loudmouth chest beaters do not understand and will not comprehend is that it is highly pretentious to write a history of which you know very little, in which you have never participated. This ignorance borders not on mere ignorance, but also condoned stupidity. Frankly, we can deal with insult and torments from these political pirates, but what we can never accept is the childish pursuit that somehow they know all and are now social force that will alter the direction of our history. Here we have boasted an ignorant. Here we have boastful and ignorant juvenile throwing out empty words and beating their chest with such empty bravado that one is forced to look for a comparable situation in a circle where enemies chase many. To begin, I doubt that the current character Samuel D. Twain compiled this compendiums of eternity and vulgars made someplace. This piece, I believe, was written by those two Martin freaks, nature who are unit constant with the internal crisis in Moja, and appearing the name of this comical monkey mouse to spill such outrage rubbish against me. I am convinced that this Samuel Twain is an impostor, a genuine foul brain of a paternal who has allowed his name to be affixed to the trash regulations of the two spineless rascals who are known to me, because I know that they are joined together in deceit, treachery, lies, and conjurers' bias. Albeit, since this political non-entity want to play the role of a revolutionary interpreter of our history, I will address myself to him and expose his political branderies and historical ignorance. This is necessary as it will be a device to future generation to allow quickly and a yellow-bellied flunky to pull out the page of our recent history with lies and guess what? Men like Samuel D. Twain. Listen now, folks. I didn't write this. This is coming from Dr. Fumler. Men like Samuel D. Twain are the rotten layers thrown out by the old and rotten society who want to reinvent themselves by hiding behind a simple footballer who understand nothing of the sacrifice and commitment of men and women who have devoted their lives to the struggle for social justice in our country. Samuel D. Twain of this world are the incredible crappy beggar who shout the loudest about the embedding of principle because they never had any and are too cowardly to fight for cause. Instead, are connected to hide behind the ignorance of a man who play with his feet instead of his mind. When we're doing these things, folks, we're not just throwing things out here. We try to bring things together. Let me now go. The reason I'm doing this, I want you to get clear picture of where I'm going with this story tonight. I'm not too sure why my video is not helping me, but that's okay. I want you to understand where I'm going with this story tonight about almost Samuel Twain. Like I said, he's a very brilliant person from his information that I got here. He's educated. There's no question I saw when he opened his mouth. He's not talking with foolishness. He's talking with sense. But if we don't agree with him, we must say so with respect. We must do so in our disagreement with respect. We must disagree with, argue or try to criticize with responsibilities. And this is what I'm going to be doing here tonight, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Let me go on. I'll be talking to you through videos tonight, okay? I believe that Samuel Twain and the rest of the CDC-led government, most of them, I will not say all, perhaps don't think that we Liberians have the right to criticize or have the right to even say anything whether truth or not. But as long we don't like it, we shouldn't say nothing. Their level of condescending towards us is unbelievable. Just as they got masters in whatever degree they have, other Liberians have struggled as well to be in that same position. So if you're in this position to lead, that does not give you the right to be condescending to other Liberians. And ever since this government came to power, they have always, I'm not too sure why is it, but then you can't fault them either because they stay in a struggling position for 12 years. And so within that 12 years period, they all were all fixed. Their mind was fixed on battleground. And if it's not necessarily war, violent, but intellectual battleground, you fix yourself to be the winner. So you position yourself in a way that you will not accept anything other than that other person compromising. And so all of these 12 years, I want to strongly believe that CDC and the hierarchy refused to use the word compromise. And that became part of them. So when they came to power, they've not used to compromise. They are not used to being decent to people, whatever. And so they decided, well, we'll just continue with this. Anybody you say something that we don't like, we classify you differently. They have now within the government spokesperson, the government spokesminister, they have what they call fire with fire. Fire with fire, where you will get fire. The other people that are coming with fire, you coming with fire, where you're going to get? Now, who's going to put the fire up? Who are the grown-up in the room that will have this water bottle to try to put this fire up? Because we don't want no burning anywhere. But because of the mindset that they have. So among them, if they have people who will come and be as vigilant, whatever, very rough, and don't care for decency, they gravitate towards that person because that's how they've been struggling to gain power. And since they're in power, they don't see themselves as being ruling the country. I truly believe that these people see themselves as being in power for Liberia, but that Liberians must accept it, and that Liberians must be appreciated. The fact that they have won and they're leading, we should say thank you, no matter what they do. And if they do that, then if they believe that, then they're wrong. Because there are those Liberians that will not accept that. And one of the things they do, then they do it very well, is to characterize Liberians as being people who don't agree with them, or they're enemy of the state. They identify people such. Instead of saying, well, maybe these people are saying things, we don't agree with them, but they have the right to criticize. And let's work with them. Let's see what they are criticizing. And don't get me wrong, because there are some of us that will criticize without responsibility. They come and call names and insult. And those people, I'm not even think that the CDC and the CDC-led government should even pay attention to those kinds of people. Because if you're going to criticize somebody and stop saying things that are not true and start accusing people that you have no proof of, then you yourself, you're not sincere. But not all Liberians are like that. This is what I want almost Tuer and his people to understand. There are those who criticize, genuinely criticize, because they see things are not the way they're supposed to be. They see that you seditions used to go around here in these shores of the United States saying you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and now you're not doing X, Y, and Z. So they come in and say, what's about this? And I'm going to show some of them here tonight. I'm going to show some of them from the same minister. 2013 on Mama D show. I will show you that video tonight. And I will show you the video from the town hall meeting the last time. So when you deviate from what you claim to be so much that people don't recognize you anymore, then they come out and say, what happened? What is the value in between? How do we feel it? And this is where you have issue, because there are other Liberians that will feel that value based on what they think. And these people have refused to explain, to give information, to fill in the gap themselves. So Liberians are filling in the gap that they think need to be filled with rumors, lies, things that are not true, and what have you, because the government is not filling the gap. Because here you are, 2013, and this is your statement now. What's the big difference here? Who's filling it up? You refuse to do that. Tell us why. Yeah, you have evolved. That's understandable. But what caused you to evolve from that position to this position? And this is some of the things that they are not doing. And Minister Tuat, somebody who was highly educated, I showed you guys the video the other day. He has the understanding, the importance of information, the importance of information dissemination. He understands that. He knows exactly. The Honorable Eugene Nabe, who is just a very soft-spoken person. Eugene Nabe, when he talked to you, you bound, even if you're hot, you're bound to cool off and listen to him, because he's not yelling. It doesn't mean he's afraid, but that's his nature. So people like Eugene Nabe can take upon themselves to go and explain government policy. People will understand, and you will have, I believe, less of a critic than to come out and continue to demand that people should accept you for who you are. That's fine. But if you pretend to be something that you're not and you want people to accept that, that's not possible, because people know who you are. How can Minister Tuet come from a home, a prayer home, where people pray for each other, to come and become condescending person in our community? What happened? I believe during the dinner table, when he was with mom and dad, they didn't teach him to be condescending to people. If these people pray for people, you don't pray for people. You know what kind of people they pray for? People who don't have. And you pray so that every one of you will be able to, for God to bless everybody. You don't just pray and say, oh, God, forget, don't bless the other one, just bless me alone. I don't think that's the kind of prayer that the minister parent will be praying. So what happened from that position to this position? Where when he's speaking with Liberians, he tends to believe that they have nothing to offer. At least that's what the action shows. Let me play you this other video. And this is a video from the press secretary talking about the student demonstration the other day. But what I want you to understand, what I want you to get out of it is the statement he made about information dissemination, that he recognized and they have admitted that the government is not doing a good job of disseminating information that will be affecting our brothers and sisters. If they recognize that, they must work together to work on it and make sure these things become true. Let's play this video.
The president has been concerned about the level of protest, especially the recent protest on last Tuesday that had to do with students of the MCSS. The reason why it has been very concerning to the president, because apparently we are having some issue of communication between the lines, and some of our students took to the street because of the lack of information, something that bothered the president as to why people had to allow those kids to come to the street and of course demonstrate in the manner in which that situation happened. It's something that the president do regret. The president has asked for an investigation into the level of communication between the MCSS and those involved with issues that had to do with payment. The president has been concerned about the level of protest, especially the...
Did you get that? Where he stated the president was concerned of the level, lack of that is, of information getting to people. And all of these people know how to explain. The time you take to do fire with fire, take that time to do fire from there, water go and put out that fire. That's your job now. You are not president or you are not minister of CDC. You minister working, serving the Liberian people. Whether we voted for you or not, we have accepted you people as our leaders. Any other person that come and think any other way, they're fooling themselves. Because I, Samson, to duly understand, I agree. You guys the leaders, and I must respect that. Okay. Let me play you another video. We're almost 12 now. Remember, I keep telling you guys about people putting Dr. Weah in the bubble. This is the man that Dr. Weah respect. Listen to his thinking about other Liberians toward Dr. Weah. Listen to the quantities that he's going to put out from Liberians to say these are the amount of people that think this way about Dr. Weah. Someone who Dr. Weah trusts and believes. If he says those kinds of stuff about Liberian believings or Liberians saying something like that about Dr. Weah, why would Dr. Weah not believe that? Let's listen to this video. This is one of the videos that I thought Honorable Tua didn't do us a favor at all, because by doing this, when Dr. Weah was here the last time, that they believe there are people who are trying to start trouble again. I'm just paraphrasing. Okay, there are people who don't want to leave the fact that they didn't win elections. So if you're going to say this publicly, that there's many Liberians who would not accept Dr. Weah to be president. When Dr. Weah, we all saw he won 61.1% of the vote in Liberia. What difference does it make whether Samson Toe agree or not? The international community have already recognized that. You, as an educated person, will go deep into the gutter and bring up subject matter like that. You're not helping us. Let me play that. And these are the kinds of resentment that are in them, for which they continue to be condescending towards us. If you go and ask questions that does not suit their need or their way of thinking at that particular moment, they become condescending towards you, and you're nobody. Let's watch this. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Here now, Honorable Tua going to tell us what he believed Liberians believe about Dr. Weah.
They want to delegitimize this president because somebody say he's not supposed to be president.
Yes.
That is the conversation there.
They
don't want to accept him as a president. That's where the conversation is. Because you put somebody there who will not be there, they'll be fine. Although okay, they want to be president. So I think one of my friends told me when I came in 2005 with President John Weah, somebody told me, and you know the person, he said, you know Joe more than me. I go to Joe right now and give me 5,000. I play basketball when I'm at you and him. I go to him right now, he give me 5,000. You know me. But start at 12. If God tell me, say, George Weah would think I brought to New York, I would say, let that girl stay like garbage. You know why? Because he's not supposed to be running. He's not supposed to be among the people running. And that man will not campaign to me. I said, so that man, there are many who will never accept the president as a legitimate president. So we'll find all kind of things.
You get that? There are many Liberians who would try to legitimize or delegitimize Dr. Weah. They will not accept him. Your finance minister, somebody who's in charge of payroll, someone who's in charge of bringing money into the country, and you're going to stay on an international stage and make a statement like that without any proof whatsoever. And he's not, that's what I'm saying, highly educated. Why would you make a statement like that? Can you imagine if he can be this bold in public? What are some of the information that he's passing on to Dr. Weah, you think? What are some of the information that when he sits around Dr. Weah, what are some of the things he tells Dr. Weah about Liberian people? And I'm surprised because that's the nature of Dr. Weah. And so sometimes, like, I don't care what the people say, I'll do what I have to do. But if Dr. Weah was somebody else, with these kinds of things being pumped into his head every day, we will have some serious issue by now. Because I will want to speculate as well. Since they're speculating, I can speculate too. I will want to speculate as well. That I bet you they call names. They don't just go out and leave it like that. They call names to Dr. Weah. Now those names that you're calling to Dr. Weah now becomes enemy for Dr. Weah. Because if you tell me something like this about a friend that I know, would tell you that it doesn't matter what Samson told you. The fact that he can make Morea turn to New York, but because he's not qualified, I don't want him. And he said there are many Liberians like that. Okay? So by you bringing these things up in a public setting, what are you telling us? So why if Dr. Weah, okay, let's just take for example, if my name is called there, and I'm from Totan, Dr. Weah go ready to do development grant, they say, go by Totan, you're past that road on the other side. You can't say why. You can't ask Dr. Weah, why are you doing that for? And this is why we don't want these kinds of things to be out there. You don't put those out. You guide against those things. Dr. Weah wants 61.1%. Hello? Everybody listening to me? He wants 61.1%. The only thing I believe and I think and I hope that will take Dr. Weah out of that power next election. But anybody else, you try any foolishness, the international community will not even let you do foolishness like that. They will take you out of them, throw you in jail. You want to destabilize the government. You want to destabilize Liberia. They're not going to allow that. Because they all saw Liberians voting, and they agreed 61.1%. Okay? Excuse me. And then you're going to come and say, I want to demonstrate. I will sit in the street here until, okay, where part of Morea you're going to be sitting? Let us know. Okay, you can sit down. How many streets you want to occupy now? Oh, 4 of them? Okay. If you have that many people, okay, we'll designate the area. You tell us what you want, we'll block it out for you. No car will go through it. We'll detour car around you. You sit down there until the next 6 years. Simple as that. But when you come and make statement like this, and the people ready to go to have demonstrations, and the police apparatus that are there to be a state security in Liberia, believing that the minister have made statement like this before, they see those people as being enemy of the state, enemy of progress. We must do all we can to make sure these people are not successful. Because first of all, they refuse to accept Dr. Weah as their president. Therefore, they're not here for anything good. They want to tarnish the reputation of Dr. Weah because so that he will look bad. That's what that statement is telling you. And I'm saying here tonight again, Honorable Tua is good, is better than that. Honorable Tua is educated, way educated than the kind of thing coming out. Honorable Tua he shouldn't be in this line of petty talk. He manages millions and millions of dollars for the country. International community that been dealing with different presidents, they deal with him, they shake his hand every day. And you're going to come onto Liberia community in Philadelphia and tell us that many Liberians do not want to accept the fact that President Weah is the President of the Republic of Liberia. What's that coming from? I will not, to be honest with you, this is way below Minister Tua. Let me go on. Let me show you. I'm not done yet. Let's go a little bit back. I will show you one other video. I will show you a video of Honorable Tua talking about how, you know, and Zodizo's issue is another thing that will set an example to young Liberians. When you sit among Liberians or when you have an interview, think about tomorrow. Think about tomorrow, because these things nowadays, these things are like fingerprint. Think that what I'm saying right here now, 10 years from now, is going to be there, whether I'm here or not. These statements that comes out of your mouth in these social media is like fingerprint. You can't delete them. Somebody will get hold of it no matter what. And so when I decided to do the whole show on Honorable Tua, I decided to do some research. Lots and lots of video. Some of them I just don't want to play, because what's the purpose of playing those videos that I think too much? Too much. They are leaders now. They are not running campaign anymore. So for me to bring up campaign video and things like that will not do us no good. Because these people are running my country and I respect them. So I'm not going to go and bring up those type of video that put them in a light of not being sociable or not being a leader. I'm not going to do that. But the video that I've selected, I want to contrast what happened then, what's going on now. And he made those statements. One of it, the one there are two of them I'm going to be playing. But one of them, actually three. The first one I'm going to be playing, he's saying to the interviewer, why should we, Liberians, when CDC come to power, why should we go and get all people who are served Liberia or people who are served? Why should we bring? We got young Liberians, educated Liberians, qualified young Liberians. They have never done something like this before. Why can't we bring them on? Why should we say they may not do it before? No, we're not going to do that. And then immediately after that, I will play you another video that he gave us 180. This is Sam Sinto. When you miss this show tonight, you're missing something. Let's play. This is Mama D, the late Mama D. He died now. Used to have a show in Liberia. And this is his show. And you will hear his voice questioning. Let's listen. Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio.
Who can do better? If you had a chance, Mama D, why should we go on the path of second chances? When we have people who have not had the first chance. Okay. Why don't I try Mama D, who's never had a chance, but try my brother here from Solo, who's had two chances, and I'm then giving him the third chance. That's wrong. I'm morally, reprehensibly against that. So then,
I know you have an OP tax.
Oh, of course. This is coming to politics is a challenge. If I will be a lone voice, I'll be the lone voice in articulating this. Okay. But I'll continue to educate my people, and I think my friends who can do better. If you had a chance, Mama D, why should we go on the path of second chances? When we have people who have not had the first chance. Okay. Why don't I try Mama D, who's never had a chance, but try my brother here from Solo, who's had two chances, and I'm then giving him the third chance. That's wrong. I'm morally.
Why should I give you time to try second, third chances when people who are also qualified Liberian don't have that chance? That was Honorable Tua back then, I believe it was 2013. Let me play this other video. During the town hall meeting, there was a lady that asked a question about Emmanuel Shah and Charles Bright. Those are people, according to this lady, that are UN indictee. That's what she said. I have no proof of that. I don't know that. Okay? Honorable Tour coming to their defense. Interesting defense. But let's listen. I don't want to say it from Honorable Tour himself. Let's listen to his defense. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. The reason I'm doing this is not to somehow show Honorable Tour in a bad light. But all of us, especially you young people, when you sit to have these podcasts and what have you, be careful what you say, how you say it. Always take the middle ground, because you never know when you will get caught. Because all of you Liberians are very intelligent, very smart. And you do the podcast, people will look at you and say, oh, they're picking guitar. Yeah, I like that one. Then you can help me. But because you have made some incendiary statement in the past, they're going to come and haunt you. We heard Honorable Tour. Why should we give people second chance when the people who have not had it, even first chance? Let's play this. Samson to LIBERIA. These are interesting things, folks. Let's play this. Town Hall in Philadelphia, I believe last week. Let's listen.
My next question is, why is it the president keeping two UN indictees, Emmanuel Shaw and Charles Bright?
So it's not, I mean, Emmanuel Shaw question about, these are Liberians who are not on anything, they have a right to work in the government. So we should stop the practice of demonizing other people when we don't have evidence. The fact that somebody will associate with a past regime and say you are banished and you should associate with no further regime is not fair to them. Okay? We should give all Liberians a chance. The only question you have is that what contribution is each Liberian making currently? People should not be judged because they're associated with a previous regime that's collectively that's wrong. Even if they did something that we believe were wrong, and if they're not doing that thing again, the matter is that are they doing or not doing that stuff? I think that's where it has to be.
My next question is, why is it the president keeping two UN indictees, Emmanuel Shaw and Charles Bright?
So it's not, I mean, Emmanuel Shaw question about, these are Liberians who are not on anything, they have a right to work in the government. So we should stop the practice of demonizing other people when we don't have evidence. The fact that somebody will associate with a past regime and say you are banished and you should associate with no further regime is not fair to them. Okay? We should give all Liberians a chance. The only question you have is that what contribution is each Liberian making currently? People should not be judged because they're associated with a previous regime that's collectively that's wrong. Even if they did something that we believe were wrong, and if they're not doing that thing again, the matter is that are they doing or not doing that stuff? I think that's where it has to be.
Okay. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Far from it. I got one more video. You heard the defense from Honorable Tour, which I agree with. Liberians, it doesn't matter what you have done in the past. If Liberians say you're qualified, they want you to work, that's fine. But if your past is something that we can't live with, then what's the purpose of flunking that person in the faces of Liberians all the time? You know, but the government has the right. Dr. Weah has the right to select whoever he wants to work with. I can't stop him. That's just right. If I feel that because he has selected John Brown, who has done X, Y to me in the past, I will wait until the election time and say, y'all want to bring the man back again? Y'all want to bring Dr. Weah back again? Look what he did. That would be the perfect time to talk about it. Instead of me saying, no, I don't want it that way I would disturb the peace. But let's look a little bit. Let's go farther than that. This Honorable Tour was very specific on Emmanuel Shah and Charles Bright. Very specific. Let's see what Ormotua said about Bernard Ure in the 2013 interview with Mamadi. Folks, these are very interesting. Let's watch. Let's watch. And I'll come back on the other end. I'll come back. Let's watch.
Samuel, are you indicating that Bernard Ure does not fit in your definition
in my personal,
of a qualified candidate for the CDC?
In my definition, when we founded the movement, I wouldn't imagine him being the standard bearer of the movement.
Why?
Because of his political past. I mean, those are the movement we're rejecting. Those are the things we're rising up against.
In the association with Taylor and MPP?
Look,
you're trying to be divisive here. You're trying to exclude some Liberians from the political
and this is one of the points I want to make. Reconciliation.
What is wrong with Bernard Ure?
To reconcile with people who hurt us in the past. It's not the same thing. I can accept you. We can eat together. We can sleep together. We can build movements together. But I can accept you to be the ideal. But the young child encyclopedia, that child in book on GDA.
Well, then you be feeling your theory of reconciliation?
No. The elections have consequences. When people govern a country and when they collapse it, there must be consequences. We can tell our citizens that Dakate will make him minister.
Are you indicating that people who were in the former government should not be given the opportunity to serve or to lead?
I would tell Liberian people that people who have...
That would be an exclusion of a whole generation or whole class of Liberians.
In Sierra Leone, people who commit violence against the people don't get elected into office.
Violence?
No. Oh, of course, we see in our country where people who did heinous crimes against people are elected. So we have a different...
Talking about Bernard Ure, what did he do that you don't think he fits?
I don't want to focus. I want to focus on the broad set of people.
No. I want us to focus on the man who is coming to take over your party. Well, I understand.
Bernard Ure was a major part of the whole MPP thing, and we saw what happened. I never left this country until 2001. I saw the culture of arbitrariness. I saw the lack of moral compass, unprecedented plundering of our country's wealth.
Those are strong descriptions you're giving to people from the past, especially.
Yeah,
and they are some of them collaborated with you. You received their money from the CDC. You've given them job in the CDC. You've elected some of them as a party. But now we come to Bernard Ure. You're raising all these qualms.
No. This has been the principle. This is why I'm here to reclaim the moral high ground of the CDC. If some of those things are happening, we don't have value. Okay.
Samuel, are you in?
Folks, Samson to Liberia Public Radio, folks. I'm just showing you these things. I didn't make this interview. You heard Armotua when it came to Imaya Shah and child rights. I mean, we all know the history of these people, okay? But when it came to Bernard Ure, that's a different issue, and that's the video I just showed you. Let's listen to Armotua again defending child's rights. That all Liberians, it doesn't matter what you did in the past. You see, you cannot choose those you think that if all of us have a checker pass and you're going to give a passage to a specific group, you must give passage to everybody. And this is why we insist and we continue to ask these people to allow the War and Economic Crime Court to come to Liberia. Because what Armotua has done, he was truly against, and that's why he said, I'm here to take the high moral ground of CDC. We're no longer going to accept people with checker pass to be in our mix. Why should we allow you to come and lead a government in this republic when you have hurt people in the past? Let's listen to his defense, and I'll come back and play that video again. Let's listen to his defense of child bride. I mean, what's his name? The other guy in Child's Bride, whatever their name is. Let's watch.
My next question is, why is it the president keeping UN Emmanuel Shaw and Charles Brown?
So it's not. I mean, Emmanuel Shaw question about these are Liberians who are not on anything. They have a right to work in the government. So we should stop the practice of demonizing other people when we don't have evidence. The fact that somebody will associate with a past regime and say you are banished and you should associate with no further regime is not fair to them. Okay? We should give all Liberians a chance. The only question you have is that what contribution is each Liberian making currently? People should not be judged because they're associated with a previous regime. That's collectively, that's wrong. even if it is something that we believe were wrong, and if they're not doing that thing again, the matter is that are they doing or not doing that stuff? I think that's where it has to be.
So you can argue. You can argue that Minister Tua have evolved over the years. Fine, I agree. I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it. That's fine. People evolve. There's certain things I never liked before, I like now. People evolve. That's okay. But if you are in a public position, if you are in a position where you oversee the lives that are being affected of Liberians, and you made certain statement in the past, that statement must come to you for you to address it. And I'm not saying Minister Tua will come and address the statement here tonight. That's not the intent. But I want you to see, especially, Minister Tua, remember now, he was born 1971. He's not an old man either. 1971. Okay? 2 months or so before Tubman died. Tubman died in July. Okay? So he's not an old man. This young man gonna be around for a very long time. And this is what I'm saying. If you're gonna be in the position to lead Liberia, to be one of the leaders of the nation, why is it that we can't talk to each other with respect? To be condescending towards fellow Liberians, then you're not being sincere with us. Let me play that video again where he talks about Bernard Ure not having the moral compass, whatever. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it.
Indicating that Bernard Ure does not fit in your definition of a qualified candidate for the CDC?
In my definition, when we founded the movement, I wouldn't imagine him being the standard bearer of the movement.
Why?
Because of his political past. I mean, those are the movement we're rejecting. Those are the things we're rising up against.
In the association with Taylor and MPP?
Look,
you're trying to be divisive here. You're trying to exclude some Liberians from the political
and this is one of the points I want to make. Reconciliation.
What is wrong with Bernard Ure?
To reconcile with people who hurt us in the past. It's not the same thing. I can accept you. We can eat together. We can sleep together. We can build movements together. But I can accept you to be the ideal. But the young child encyclopedia, that child in book on GM.
But then you'll be failing your theory of reconciliation.
No. The elections have consequences. When people govern a country and when they collapse it, there must be consequence. We can tell our citizens that Dakate will make him minister.
Are you indicating that people who were in the former government should not be given the opportunity to serve or to lead?
I would tell Liberian people that people who have...
That would be an exclusion of a whole generation or whole class of Liberians.
In Sierra Leone, people who commit violence against the people don't get elected into office.
Violence?
No. Oh, of course, we see in our country where people who did heinous crimes against people are elected. So we have a different...
Talking about Bernard Ure, what did he do that you don't think he fits?
I don't want to focus. I want to focus on the broad set.
No. I want us to focus on the man who is coming to take over your party. Well, I understand.
Bernard Ure was a major part of the whole MPP thing, and we saw what happened. I never left this country until 2001. I saw the culture of arbitrariness. I saw the lack of moral compass, unprecedented plundering of our country's wealth.
Those are strong descriptions you're giving to people from the past,
of course,
especially.
Yeah,
and they are some of them collaborated with you. You received their money from the CDC. You've given them job in the CDC. You've elected some of them as a party. But now we come to Bernard Ure. You're raising all these qualms.
No. This has been the principle. This is why I'm here to reclaim the moral high ground of the CDC. If some of those things are happening without me, we don't have value. Okay.
Samuel, are you indicating that Bernard Ure...
All right, folks. Samson told Liberia Public Radio. I just thought that I showed these things. I could have done many more video. But I thought, because some of those video, when I went through them, I didn't think that they suit the purpose of today. My intent here is not to degrade anybody. I would love for Honorable Stewart to continue to serve. Even though so many times I've called for his resignation. But after I saw the video of him talking to the international community, or addressing the census issue in Liberia, I realized that this young man has within him, if they truly want to make Liberia better. Because he do have it within him just by me listening to him. So I'm evolving too. So, But anyway, the point that I'm making is this. Before I open the line here, the point that I'm making is this. Especially, this is supposed to be a teachable moment for all you young people that goes on these social media and try to argue your point. You can argue your point. Be genuine, but be respectful to the process. Choose your words very carefully because you are an educated person. And so the language that you're going to use that would describe the same thing, it doesn't have to be rough. But when you come across as being somebody who is way higher than anything else, and then all of a sudden when you go to Philadelphia a town hall meeting and you start defending Imaya Shaw and Child Bright, then we play the video where you insisted that people are bending that urine, and those are the behavior of bending that urine and the rest of the people that were with Charles Taylor. Those are the kind of things that CDC fought against, and that's what CDC were rejecting. And now you have come as a sedition, have come now to claim the high moral ground. And then high moral ground, we see Child Bright working with. Child Bright used to work for Charles Taylor. Imaya Shaw has a checker pass we all know about. But yet now, you're coming now to say these people, to say, no, don't look at people past. If they are done things in the past, we shouldn't disqualify them. We should allow them to work until they do something wrong. As long as they're not doing what they used to do in the past, there's no reason we should reject them. But yet still, you insisted at the time that those type of people will not be part of your government, will not be part of you as you intend to liberate Liberians. CDC have liberated Liberia, to be honest with you. But here you are, defending Charles Bright and Imaya Shaw. Folks, let me open the line, and you can give me a call. And please, if you don't agree with me, say so. Okay? Please, let me check my line here first. I'm having issue with my picture getting stuck and things like that. Okay, my stuff is fine. Which is fine, you know. I'll work on it. Okay, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. That's my number. Give me a call, 916-533-2048. Okay, so once again, this has nothing to do with his capability of leading. I'm now trying to gradually give up that path of asking for his resignation. Okay, I'll say gradually getting out of there. Okay, one other statement I want to make here also is my own young brother Jefferson Kochi is also here in the United States. I'm hoping what I stated before I will say here again publicly. Of course, this is not Jefferson Kochi's show tonight, but I also want to say, and I continue to believe that Ormo Kochi should give up the mayoral position, go back to school, get your degree, and then you come back in Liberia, and you'll be on the shoulder of the giants. And you'll be on the, because sooner or later, people like Ormo Twe, Dr. Weah, they will go in the background. And people like Jefferson Kochi, the young sedition, becomes the hierarchy of the CDC. And if you don't have that degree that people look for, and you meet people like Aaron Costa, who is getting his degree now, that's what Liberians, they want masters. You know that. CDC is not going to be offered for life. And so I continue to advise that Mayor Kochi, Honorable Kochi, he's young. Give up, come here, 2-3 years, get your master, you go back. You go back. Being street smart is not the same as being classroom smart. And you know it because you've been to school before. All right, folks, that's my number, 916-533-2048. And if you think I follow it, please let me know. Because I'm just giving it to you tonight as it is. I truly believe that despite that Ormo Twe being smart, I really don't like and it's not a matter of like. I don't think it's decent. Let me rephrase. I don't think it's decent to be condescending to other Liberians. I choose my words very carefully. I am who I am, but I choose my words very carefully because I know these. Words are powerful. Words are powerful, and so I will stick with this word condescending towards us from Minister Tour. And if you watch the picture that I have up now with him and Honorable Eugene, who they telling each other now? For what? When you read all kinds of stuff, and these are people that are leading us. Do you expect, for example, if I have issue with the government of the Republic of Liberia, and I go to Liberia, would I be allowed to get on a state media platform to express myself when the Minister of Information already telling me to shut up, to be quiet? You can't do these kinds of stuff. You guys are the next generation to lead. You guys are the leader of the next generation. Let me put it this way. These young university students are looking up to you all. Liberia is not CDC farm. It is the opportunity that was given to you by Liberian to lead us, even if we don't agree with you. I don't see anybody that will come and say, I want you out. That nobody renting the presidency chair to you to say that you don't pay the rent the money, you got to get out. Liberian people rented it to you for 6 years. You already pay your 6-year due. You got nothing. Nobody going to come to you and ask for money again until the next 6 years. Then the next 6 years, then we'll come back. And if you want more, you say, okay, you have my money. Honorable Tua said something during the, I was going to have that on, but I have issue trying to put it together as well. He said a very interesting thing during the town hall meeting. I'll just paraphrase that. He said, do you think, and exactly what I've been predicting within the last 2 months, especially with the opposition, and that is, as opposition, if you don't hold together now and start practicing how you're going to engage Dr. Weah and CDC, you're not going to make it. I also predicted one time that all Dr. Weah and CDC have to do is to do 2 impactful projects in Liberia. 2 before the election. Maybe 2 years before the election. 2 projects that will impact the lives of Liberians. And you're done. You will not even smell election. You'll go for election this time around. You might even carry the whole 15 county. And Honorable Tua stated something very interesting the other day. I will look for the video again and see if I'll play it. I looked for it. I couldn't find it. But I know there's a video out there where he said, your team will just sit on time for election. They will say, yeah, we are. Without showing the Liberian people what we have done and what we're capable of doing. You'll watch and see. And I'm just paraphrasing now. You'll watch and see. We'll produce. We will produce. He said, even he mentioned the coastal road. He said the coastal road going to be built. And we're going to have roads. He said we're going to have road network in Liberia where you're going to have separation, great separation. In other words, you're going to have intersection, interchange in Liberia before they come back for the second term. If that kind of thing happen, who among the opposition going to say, I want to be president? They would, as soon as they'll think 2 impactful projects that all CDC got to put up 2 years before the election. Major project, even the project they put in Monterey, not affecting people in Maryland or Sino or Grand Union, but as long as it's in Monterey and people recognize that it's a decent project, you're done. Including me, because I'm a member of the Liberty Party. If that happens, you know what I'll do? I will jump ship. Like, oh, Liberty Party, I'll be back here. And Flanty Kofa left here. And they left here. Myself too, I can come by. I'm not leaving Liberty Party for life. I just stay there. I'll be back a little bit, yeah. Okay? But no, on a very serious note, if these people do that, 2 projects, impactful projects, how are you going to dislodge CDC and Dr. Weir? First of all, the opposition, they're having convention. They call themselves collaborating party. And then they make me laugh. They having convention. You know, the party have their own convention. ANC having their own convention. You would think that the leadership themselves, you can fight among yourself, that's fine. But you have to recognize that you are not just a leader, you're leading young people. Those are the young people, the grassroots you're going to have to bring together. Once the grassroots start working together, when they hold, then to water the grass is easy. You can water it because you have already given the grass something to hold together. And as an opposition, when you start fighting among yourself, the grassroots are together, you're going nowhere. But yeah, what you're doing, you turn the grass upside down. Then you say you want the root up here. You're supposed to be the root. You're fighting for it. Then the grass down here under the ground. You want to water the root from on top so the grass that under the ground will get the water. You not see grass like that before? Why they call the grassroots organization? The bottom, from the bottom up. But y'all don't want to listen to something to him? That's okay. Y'all keep it well like that, Dr. Weir will flock you. Samson, I don't miss my words. I'm just giving it to you as it is. I'm just giving it to you as it is. Because any one of you that are not quite ready, harmonize, forget harmonization on salary. I'm talking about, the opposition. Put yourself together. Start now. Not 2 years from now. It will be too late. It will be too late. Here is one thing I also predict. Within the next 2 years, all of the people that continue to throw firebomb from CDC side, blah, blah, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be working with Dr. Weir. Within the next 2 years, all of these people that are causing people, they're causing opposition and this, that. Dr. Weir are going to get rid of them and bring in new people whose ideas and whose job at that time will be simply for him to win an election. The group that are there now, they fire with fire, they're not there to win elections. They're not there. In fact, what they're doing, they're getting the, you know how when you go to the mission end and you poke stick in it and then it goes scatter over, they're mad, they're angry. That's why the people that are working now, that's their job. They're making people, but when Dr. We are ready for next election, when he's serious for next election, all of those people, you'll see something to say. They will all be on his west side. And Dr. We are going to bring fresh people. The people that he's going to be bringing on, well-managed, well-mannered, their intent and their purpose would be for CDC to secure a next election. Simple. They're not there to cost anybody. They're not there to say you did this, you did that. They're there. Their job, and I'm predicting again, their job will be to articulate whatever. When you put quota together, you tackle, you're tackling all of these things to bind together. Okay? All of the work the president have done, they will compile it together and explain to people. The next group, the next wave of worker for CDC in this government will be people that have the ability to explain. Because that's about the only way the CDC will secure next election. Simple. So the other one here, fire with fire, it ain't working. Something to say. Okay, folks, my number been up there for quite a while now. It's Wednesday afternoon. My video not working, getting stuck. I'm frustrated. I got to get myself out of here. So Again, I just thought almost 12, the intent here tonight is not to degrade, but I wanted to point out something. Your way of addressing Liberians is not nice for me. I'm not comfortable with it. I think you're being very condescending to Liberians because I've watched your other video where you were decent in your approach. So I know you can't just say, this is my way of talking. No. Then why say you are not talking like that the other day? So you can't say when you reach one group, you're decent. Then when you reach another group, then you become condescending and somehow different in your pronouncement of the engagement of the people, with the people, I mean. So I'm just saying that we, Liberian, and we also should look among ourselves, look at ourselves. You're talking about the government and how corrupt the government is. And yes, still, you can't even prove anything. But you rather say the people who work in the government, they're human beings too. They're human beings just like you. They got family members. They got names. Their family respect the names. But you're going to go and drag their kids' name in the public because they're working for government. Then you two, you're not being sincere. You can criticize the government, but you must do so with responsibility. You can't just throw words out there. If you have proof that certain things are happening, you can say so. Take, for example, the $25 million. After the last investigation, nothing else had come out. So when I'm speaking and talking about that $25 million, I will continue to make reference to those documents. I can't speculate past that because there's nothing else I have to show. I must make reference to the last document of the $25 million. And what was it, that last document? The $25 million investigation or whatever or whatever you want to call it. They said the government got people on the list that don't even exist. That they said they changed the money for. It's in the paper. They said the government gave the phone number of people who don't even have no phone. Number don't exist. It's on that paper. I can't go beyond that and say the people who the government listed, some of them, they have their own relatives. I don't have proof. If I go beyond that, I'm speculating, and then people will not trust what I'm saying. Why am I going to Liberia now? To do what? Don't worry, when I go to Liberia, I go to Total. Where you think I come? But to do what in Monrovia? To do what? What they got for me in Monrovia? What do they have for me in Monrovia? They ain't got Total water in Monrovia. Unless they can go and bring Total water from Total to Monrovia, I'll stay in Monrovia. How come they can't stay in Monrovia to do what? No, but I'm very serious now. What am I going to home to do what now? The other days, Armo Tour was saying that people should put proposal together, and the government will be willing to help. When I listen to that, I laugh. Because you put anything together and take it to Liberia, you better wear Prince Nico shoe, those high platform shoe. Because you wear today's shoe, by the time you leave from there, your heel will all be burned out. Because they do that to people. Oh, the minister not here. Oh, who is that? Something. Okay, tell you I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, minister said you will see you tomorrow. You got two people, you got other people ahead of you. All day. And then I come here and put proposal together, go present to people. They're not ready yet. The minister then that I saw over there the other night, if they actually serious to get money from Liberia in it, why can't they even test us? To say, look, all the you've been making, we're coming to you, we want a certain amount of money to be raised. We're coming. And let them come here and ask people to pay for a specific project. And they must also be transparent, though. You come here and come to something to asking for 10 cents, you can get no transparency behind it. When you come in for something like that, you bring USA ID with you and let the people come. They give you an account. They gave the Liberian diaspora an account from USA ID. What is this project about? The project is to make sure Liberia water supply happen in Monrovia within the next 2 years. Each Liberian that live in the diaspora, $200. Not all Liberian. I mean, people who are working age Liberian, $200. And it will happen. Take for example, Bloku paid $200. Alexander Yara go and put on Border Rose. Something to now pay $200 to the project. All the people come in. What? Something to pay $200. I paid here. Coming to pay, man. We all because people want their name to be associated with good things. Good thing. But when you come here and you don't have that kind of standing, transparency is not there. You can't. People say, "Oh, man, I got money right now. I gotta pay my bill," because they know very well that why if they gave you the money, what can you show? Those are things you have to think about. You can stay. Minister Tua also mentioned the other day that Liberians are building houses in Liberia. They're not paying taxes either. You come here, forget about the people who build the houses, and say each state, and you work with ULA. ULA doesn't even have a good track record anyway, but I'm just throwing it out there. But anyway, work with them. And you work with ULA. Okay? Credible Liberian organization. And you go to the section organization. You will make money. Because Liberians are anxious to do something. You bring up electricity business in Liberia, they will help you. You bring up water business in Liberia, they will help you. You bring up road business in Liberia, they will, because all of these things are affecting their family members. They see it. If you can show that by me getting you the money for you to bring water, drinking water in Liberia, in Monrovia, that will help my son not get sick. Because if he gets sick, I got to send money for him to go to the hospital. And I will send more than $200, that's for sure. So if I'm going to pay $200 toward the water project, you think I'll be the only person? Every Liberians in the diaspora, every one of us want to help, but you're not giving anybody the opportunity. You come here, you've been condescending to us, and you expect people to come and give you proposal? Good luck. Folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio, send no call. We'll call it quit for the night. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Mr. So will be on here. And the way my video getting stuck, but I know what we're going to do. I know what I'm going to do. So Friday, I show you the video will not be like that. I'm not too sure why. Because, all right, okay, I'll work with it. Okay, folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio. We say thank you very much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Before I leave again, let me make this clear. Minister Tua, first of all, he was born 1971. You want to say we're not even equal. Yeah, Joe said not even equal. My other little brother who died some time ago, he also was born 71. Yeah, my other little brother said they're not even equal. So I'm older than him. That's besides the point. But I still respect him. Now, I'm an engineer. Let me say that I'm not showing off, please. Far from it. I'm an engineer. Honorable Tua is an economist. Far from it. What he's doing, I can't do. What I'm doing, he know nothing about engineering business. That I can tell you that one for sure. As smart as he is. Okay? So there's no way for me to be jealous of him. There's no way for me to say what he want, I want. Or what he got, I want. What I have, he doesn't want. He even like what I have anyway. But the point that I'm making, I'm not making these kinds of things to say I'm trying to degrade him or bring him down among his peers. No. I'm doing these things as a teachable moment for all of you young people. Be careful how you engage. And the same thing going to happen to Zolizo. Even if Zolizo was successful, to be confirmed. Zolizo is going to look at that video years from now, and he's going to regret it. Because you don't hear, okay, let's look at that video that Zolizo made. Do you see Zolizo? How many times you see Zolizo being arrested for being violent? Oh, then when it comes to only like Brumbo, then he violent. What's in you is in you. Do you see? Have you heard Zolizo being arrested lately? No. But the way you carry yourself for issues that you believe in, don't do more than what you know you're able to do. Even if people were to destroy Zolizo property in Liberia, you think Zolizo, you're going to go and take M16, start shooting people in Liberia? Without war? It's not going to happen. But things that comes out of your mouth, things you say about things that you believe in, you got to be very careful what you say and how you say it. Because it might just come back to haunt you. Words are powerful. Words are like water. You waste it, you can't put it back in the cup. Even if you try to put it back in the cup, you can't put all back. You got evaporation going on already. Okay? So these kinds of things are meant to be a teachable moment where I show you on Twelve defending Immanuel and Child Bright, and I agree with him. They're Liberian. They have the right to work. If the government of the Republic of Liberia want them to work, that's the government prerogative. I can't say no until these people can be found guilty for certain crime. Other than that, I can't say no. But he, Honorable 12, 2013, refused to even think about Bernard Ure being anybody come close to the leadership in Liberia because of Bernard Ure past record, whatever he want, whatever he called past record. But yet still, he's not going to do the same thing with Charles Bright, who used to work for Charles Stiller. I don't know his record either. But if you're going to say that Bernard Ure used to work for Charles Bright, you also used to work for Charles Stiller. Now you're telling me now that Charles Bright and what's his name? The other guy, they have the right to work for the Immanuel Shah have the right to work for the government. But then back then, you refuse to even accept the notion of Bernard Ure taking the leadership of any party, let alone CDC. And then you state that CDC did not come to claim the high moral ground because those are kind of behavior CDC rejected at that time. So are you saying now CDC don't reject those ideas anymore? Teachable moment, my brothers and sisters. These things, when you're on your podcast, they're like fingerprint. Anybody can pull it up. Anybody, and nowadays, I can stay here and do video research and then start clipping pieces. Look what happened the other day. I'm going to throw this one and I'll say good night to you. During a demonstration, and what they did was bad. What they did was bad. They went and copied a clip from Ellen Regine where police were beating people at GWGC, and they said, "Yellow, what government doing right now?" And people were believing that. According to press secretary, he said even some of the international community people that are living in Monroe believe that until they can show. Why would you want to degrade, go that route, something that is not true, that you know is not true, but yet still you're putting it on there? And that's one of the reasons why Samuel Tour continues to say that people don't believe that Dr. Weah should be president because they will do these kinds of stuff. For me, that's not even a decent thing to do either. Those are the irresponsible people that are within the community of opposition, whatever you want to call it. So the point that I'm making on that is these things are possible. You can go and connect here and there, and you know that. And that's why the government should be in the process of communicating with Liberians. Fire with fire, and that means nothing. Have a fire chat. Have a fireside conversation. When people quote to know that January getting quote to know, you don't have the conversation. What you think? You bring people to start thinking. Then when they sing, then you come up. Y'all know what the government now do? Real Liberian English. Y'all know what the government now do? The video? No. What? Tell her. Oh, yeah. Buse Kola, that road that goes in between. Government not finished building it. Yeah, your thing allow you follow me. Oh, the government made it. You make that kind of program. And people might be laughing, but you're going all over. But instead, you want to fight fire with fire. Then who's going to put it up, my son? Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again this evening for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll be by Friday. Hopefully, by that time, our video issue will be resolved. And we will do the best we can to make sure to continue to bring you high and good product. Sam Sinto. Good night, folks.
Thank you.